Simple idea. And he says the most important point, or the beginning point of his talk is the power of choice. If you're going to take something away from this talk, the first talk is this power of choice. He says, Anyat Shreya Anyaduteiva Preya Te Ubhe Nanate Purusham Sinita Tayo Shreya Adadanasya Sadhu Bhavati Hiyate Arthad Yau Preyo Vrinute. He says, at every moment in our lives, two things come to us. The pleasant and the good. The pleasant, nice. And that which is good for us. Unfortunately, they are not the same all the time. Two things come to us at every moment in our lives. The pleasant and the good. Now the person, if you choose one, it will take you to one goal. If you choose the other, it will take you elsewhere. So there are two of them, and they take you to two very different locations, two very different ends. The one who chooses the good will reach his goal. The Upanishad just says his goal. It means a spiritual goal, but it could be any goal in human life. The one who chooses that which is good. The one who takes the easy way out, the pleasant way out, falls away from the goal. And you might say it's very simple. But it's very important. It's the power of choice. It's one of the greatest powers that we have. Every moment we have the power of choosing. Choosing what? We have the power to choose what we will do. What we will do the next moment. You say, Swami, I can't control myself. What I'll do? I plan to do many things. I have to-do lists. I have resolutions, New Year's resolutions. They last for 2 or 3 days at the most. The mistake we are making is, and follow this carefully, the mistake we are making is we make a resolution, now we shall do it for next 1 year. Not that way. You do it for the next 1 hour, half an hour, 1 minute, and then take another decision. To do it for the next half an hour, next 1 hour. Take another decision. Who told you that you cannot take a fresh resolution, fresh decision every minute? You can. Every minute is a new minute. Every second is a new second. And every minute offers us, the Upanishad says, the two come to us together. And you have to choose one or the other. How do I know which is good for me? We all know. In one of the Socratic dialogues, Phaedrus, I think, Socrates says to the student, he says, my dear boy, do I have to tell you what is right and what is wrong? We all know it in our hearts. At least what's good for me. We have a generally good idea. So what is right and what is wrong, what is good for me and what is just nice, it comes to us all the time. You take a decision every moment, moment to moment. And if we take consistent decisions, you will see miraculously our New Year's resolutions and all our goals in life, they are all fulfilled just like that. So what decisions do we take? What to do, number one. More important, what to say and what not to say. Even more important, what to think and what not to think. Oh, I can't control my thoughts, Swami. Wait, the same principle applies. We cannot control our thoughts for 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. But we can control it for 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. The next moment, yes, 1 moment I can control it. Take a decision the next moment again. Fail, forget to take a decision. Doesn't matter. Take one immediately the moment you remember. Consistently taking decisions, the Lord of Death says, you choose the truth, you choose that which is good for you, the Shreya, and it will lead to you to your goal. Peter Drucker, management guru, who strode like a giant in post-Second World War, the field of management in the United States and the whole world. He says we live in an age of choice. He points out something interesting. Your grandparents, our grandparents, did not have choice. For thousands of years, the vast majority of humanity in different civilizations did not have choice. What we shall eat, what profession we shall follow, what your parents have done, grandparents have done, the vast majority of humanity did that. Where we shall believe. Most people throughout the history of humanity were born and lived and died in the same place. Very few people got the chance to migrate. What shall we eat? What your parents and grandparents up to the last 100 generations have eaten, mostly that. What shall we wear? What shall we study? All of that was more or less predetermined. Humanity did not have much scope, much degrees of freedom earlier, except a very few extremely powerful people maybe at the top. The vast majority did not have it. And Peter Drucker says it has changed in the last 50 years. Imagine, many of us here were born oceans and continents away. Many of us here, most of us I would suspect, we do things which our parents or grandparents did not think of doing also. We eat food which they did not ever think of eating. We wear clothes, we think thoughts, we watch TV shows, everything. You have an enormous choice. One of the things which strikes an immigrant to this country is the supermarket. When you go in there and you see entire shelves of cereals or chocolates or something like that, choice. People may criticize it, but it's a fact. It's a fact that we have choice for the first time in mundane things and in deep and important things. And that choice gives us a heavy burden of responsibility also. How so? One more fact. He points out that especially women have more choice today than they ever had, their grandmothers had. Even their mothers had. Women have much more degrees of freedom and choice today, thanks to the feminist movement, the rights movements in the last 100 years or so. They did not, they were bound completely by social fetters for thousands of years. So this choice puts us at, we have to choose now. It gives us tremendous responsibility. Drucker says young people have to make certain choices by the time they are in the late teens or early 20s, which will determine what will happen to them. Everything, where they will be, whom they will marry or not marry, what job they will do, how much they will earn, what kind of life, the purpose of their life, everything will be more or less impacted upon by the decisions, choices they make in the early 20s. So it's a very big responsibility.